joined by my fantastic co-hosts Bones and Eric. And today we've got our navigation system locked solidly on a realm that we haven't touched in a little bit, and we're going to be kind of skirting the border of it because tonight we are going to be talking about anime and some of the way that it's extended into other mediums. We're going to be covering a broad general point about that as we get into it, and so we would be very appreciative for all of y'all's input from the viewing and listening audience. But before we get into that, naturally, we are going to cover some sweet 2026 nerd news, and I'm going to pass it over to Bones for our open.
Oh man, for nerd news, comic books are going crazy right now. I don't necessarily know that it's like not 2026 because it started last year, but DC KO going
Hmm.
hard as shit. I'm loving it. We're about to get a bunch of crossover stuff, which is going to be wild. We're gonna have like Superman versus Homelander. Uh,
Yeah.
we're gonna have I don't know, Scorpion and Sub Zero are in there fighting against another pair. It's just great so far. Also, the comics that have been out so far have been amazing, and it's all going to tie in now. We know to the Absolute Universe
Hmm.
because the final round of the KO, I think, or round four, whatever it is going to be the four that survives the DC universe fighting each other, like main continuity universe fighting each other. To in the very last panel of the most recent episode, they're thrown into what appears to be apocalypse at first, but it turns out it's Earth, and it's the absolute Earth, and they're going to be fighting absolute Superman, absolute Batman, absolute Wonder Woman, and the dark side controlled Booster Gold. So I think that'll be a fucking really cool.
Oh yeah, that's got to be wild. And for those of you that don't know, DCKO is kind of a power scaler's wet dream. It is an awesome collection of just fight comics. I didn't actually get into it till later. I started reading about when Lobo fought Wonder Woman. And that was amazing. I couldn't turn that down. And it's only gotten more and more wild since then. In fact,
Yeah,
we had some pretty cool releases for Absolute Universe, if I understand it correctly. I haven't read them yet, but apparently we have a whole big meetup between the Trinity and Absolute Batman getting ready to go toe to toe with Absolute Superman.
yeah. I also have not read the most recent Absolutes, but I mean I've loved all of the Absolute books,
Hmm.
at least to some degree. So I'm also excited for that. I'm sad at the prospect of it coming to an end, perhaps with the end of this
Yeah,
um, DCKO event. But it was a good run, and sometimes good runs also just need an end. They need to
that's actually
continue.
true. Um, I'll fully on admit, like, this is where I'm gonna have to eat a little bit of crow because I didn't start reading the Absolute Universe right away. I'll be honest, I didn't like the Hulk-esque proportions of Bruce Wayne, and it kind of turned me off, so I didn't pay attention to it. However, Absolute Wonder Woman has been one of my favorite comic book runs of all time, and if she was more main continuity, she might be my favorite DC character. Period. I think she's absolutely fantastic, and I am enjoying the Absolute run and the premise of it. I know it's got kind of an edge lord thing to it, right? Where it's Darkseid's evil universe, but I think they did a fantastic job, and more so than anything, I think visually it is stunning. Absolute Hawkman was one of my favorite designs in the entire thing.
Yeah,
Um,
he didn't last that long though.
no, not so much. Absolute Evil, I think, was a great shot, and oh yeah, I'm about it.
I do have one other thing that I wanted to mention is that Ryan Hurst being cast as Kratos in the God of
Oh,
War
God of
TV show.
War. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool news. I think he'll be. He seems. I think he'll be a good
Yeah, I'm
person for the role.
actually
He did also voice, I think, Thor in the most recent God of War game,
oh, nice.
which is what they're adapting as well. So it's like he will have familiarity with the game. So I think that's pretty cool.
No, I think that's absolutely fantastic. I think he's a solid pick. I think he's got the right look. He's got the right body language. And I mean, the most recent God of War games have really their focus on narratives has been so good. But I mean, it's gonna be hard to top Christopher Judge for that voice, right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure. But yeah.
But
He's a
yeah,
little too
no.
old to do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't want to get him out there trying to do Kratos level stunts and stuff. And I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Christopher Judge ever since I watched Stargate. A big fan. And
That's
honestly, at
really the
this
only thing
point,
I know him from.
there's a lot of my favorite actors that I'm just like enjoy your time, right? Like you made your money, have some fun. Like,
Have you seen recently? I've seen a lot of clips of Ron Perlman doing some interviews and stuff.
oh,
And I'm like,
same. Yeah, he looped me in. For those of you that don't know, my absolute favorite comic book character of all time, is Hellboy, and so that's what hooked me into some of those Ron Perlman interviews because he was talking about some of his jobs and how he would come back for another Hellboy in a heartbeat. And he's what 70, 75 now, something like that.
something like that.
And
It
oh yeah,
was supposed to be a trilogy, though. It was not
hmm
supposed to end
Yeah,
with two.
yeah.
It was supposed to actually be a trilogy and close out the story. Um, so that's part of why he wants to come back because there's a podcast and a brand out there called Combat Radio that I check out and I'm friends with. Talked to them a couple times, like just small messages back and forth, and like I saw their interviews with him.
That must have been
They look
the one
good.
that I saw too.
Yeah, it's depending on how you do it, you could do it because if you look like what's his name that played the Goblin in one of the most recent Spider-Mans, like he did a lot of his own stunts still. William Defoe.
Well,
Look at
yeah,
how
yeah.
old he is. So like he could pull it off for one movie. The only reason I say Judge can't do Kratos is because they want to do more than one season. So if
hmm
you think about it, like even if he did it this season, he could probably pull it off, but then the next season would be probably 2 years later, with filming and editing and everything like that for the first season. So
Also, you
he'd
got to
have
think
some
about
years.
you got to think about the level of stunts that we're talking about too. Like Kratos is a
yeah,
game about action.
yeah. I mean, you
Like,
look at the first God of
Yeah.
Wars. Like the story was there, but it was about the over the top action sequences. Um, I do think that he would do well as Old Man Kratos. I don't. Here's the thing about Kratos and similar video game adaptations. I never want to wish that amount of cosmetics, like costuming and makeup, on anybody. Like that's got to be insane. Because going back to Ron Perlman, right? Hellboy was something like 6 or 7 hours a shot for costuming and makeup, and it's like that sounds miserable to me. That's got to be crazy.
But yeah, so we'll
But
keep moving along.
yeah,
So for the next thing, I got two things I'd like to bring up. The biggest one being Disney, with Galaxy's
ooh,
Edge is going to start incorporating some of the originals. So we should start seeing, from what I was reading, some more like Luke Skywalker, Leia, things like that. Um, that should be interesting to see. It's been a while, I think, since they had them. Usually it's Darth Vader. It said something about Darth Vader too, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him roaming around. And when I was there last year, I'm pretty sure he was lightsaber fighting kids. So I don't know why that was in there. Maybe I misunderstood part of it. But that's rather interesting to me. And then the other thing, which is actually probably the bigger one that I completely forgot about, the main actor, and I'm sorry I forget your name, bud. You're really good at what you do. The main actor for Andor didn't get any awards. Um, that's wild to me. He is an amazing actor.
wait,
The
no,
show
like
was
they didn't get
great.
he didn't get anything? Like Diego Luna?
Yeah, so like I know the show
Oh,
was
that's insane.
nominated, or I know he was nominated for some stuff,
does
but he
anybody
didn't.
even watch those award shows anymore?
Right. It
I
still
mean, we
blows my
don't,
mind
but
that he
like,
got Andor was such an impactful piece, especially within the franchise. Like that I will fully admit that surprises me.
I'm surprised how well that did with no Jedi's in it whatsoever. Um, and it was so good. It really is probably the best Star Wars show, which is so hard to say because I was a huge fan of the one that failed, and I can't think of the name of it because I've got mush brain. Um, the one show everyone hated
The Acolyte?
Uh,
the twins,
Acolyte.
yeah, Acolyte.
So
I
I
thought
thought that was
Acolyte was
fantastic. I liked it.
actually the best one, or the best potential, not the best one. Sorry, Andor was still better, but like I thought Acolyte, if they would have gave it another season, had a lot more potential.
I agree.
To see
Agreed.
where it could have went, and like you could do so much with it. Like Ahsoka's cool. and things like the same with the Mandalorian, but like they basically they made safe shows with those ones because you knew everybody loved those characters. They weren't nothing risky in either one of those shows. Especially like Mandalorian, they really played into the fandom with Grogu and stuff like that. So
Yeah, especially
great shows,
the
not
second
taken
season.
away.
Well,
Yeah,
I
not
think that
taken
you're
away from it, but
I think you're absolutely right. I think Andor was probably one of the best written that we've seen. Acolyte definitely got killed way too early. That's a tragedy. That show didn't get continue. I enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett, and it was not well received. I thought it was cool. I liked watching the evolution of the character. And as much as I love the Mandalorian, and I'm biased towards that because it's some of my favorite aesthetics in Star Wars, I don't think its writing was on the same level that Andor was. I think it was very much kind of a monster of the week style adventure story. To the point where there were memes on the internet all over the place about how he needs to get gas for his ship, and they're like, "Only if you go on this quest for me, only if you answer my
Yeah.
riddles 3." And it's true. That's exactly how that show went. It was good. It was fun. But it's kind of like you brought up Solo Leveling earlier. Solo Leveling is a very weak story. I'm sorry for the fans that are gonna hate me in the comments for that. It's visually stunning. It's a good story. I watched it. I loved it, but it's very weak storytelling compared to a lot of other anime. It's the same story that's been told over and over again. And
the only thing I think Solo Leveling has the potential for a bit more. I never read the mangas or whatever they're called because I know it's from
Webtoon or web comics,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, whatever it is.
but it
Ragnarok
has a
is
lot more.
a little bit better, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got a lot of potential because of the way they do it, though. And we'll have to see what they do with the next seasons and stuff
they're
like
gonna.
that. Like
I
if
mean, they're
they
gonna do
stick
the same
with it,
thing that
but
they've been doing, which
Yeah.
is adapting it pretty much word for word, pain for pain, with a little bit of edits. But it's not a riveting story.
Here's the thing. You know what it is? Is it prints money? That's what it does.
Don't get me wrong, I like the action and I like the animation.
Absolutely.
But it's not an original story. It's not all that captivating. It's a fun watch.
No, I absolutely agree. And so that's why I'm surprised about Andor. I do agree with you. I've been one that's advocated that the Star Wars universe is so much larger than the Jedi and the Sith and the other Force orders for so long that I'm happy to see some success come from a show like that. I mean, very rarely does anyone ever make any kind of media in Star Wars without having a lightsaber in it. And I appreciate and respect the courage it takes to kind of step out of that mold, because let's face it, Star Wars and Disney and all of those in that group, they are not a experimental or yielding group. And
Can we take a minute to respect that, like, some of the best content has actually been stuff without Jedi in it?
Mm-hmm.
Andor, and then the movie the one with Donnie Yen.
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Yeah.
Like, that might be my favorite Star Wars movie, if I'm being honest.
It's pretty close. It's real good. And like it's the only thing that competes with that is my own personal nostalgia, right? Like,
yeah.
If anybody asks me, I'm going to say Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie. But
Rogue One's definitely my favorite of the modern movies
for sure.
come out.
Absolutely. No contest.
Oh, and slightly good / bad news. I was reading that Kathleen Kennedy's going to be stepping down.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see who they replace her with. That's what matters, is who they replace her with.
Yeah,
well, that's the biggest thing, because I heard it's going to be 2 people, and Dave Filoni? Yeah, he sounds like he's going to be one of them, but it's going to be 2 people doing it. So it'll be interesting to see. I've read too many different things, and like nothing obviously from Disney. So until Disney puts it out, that's when it matters. But nothing against her. She's probably an amazing executive or CEO or whatever she is. But to not be like a huge fan of Star Wars and running an IP like this, like, you need a true blue Star Wars fan.
See,
because there's so much.
I think that I don't want to play too fast and loose with the term need. Like, I think a good business person would excel in the position. However, you benefit so much from having somebody with a passion for the craft and a passion for the IP that I think it's absolutely worth it. It does. I'll full on admit I've been very vocal on this channel about my opinions on Kathleen Kennedy. Those have not changed. However, I am defensive, reticent, maybe, with the knowledge that she's stepping away because it was kind of the monster I knew, and now with somebody new coming in, ain't no telling what it's going to be. So to continue rolling, I do have a little bit of semi-unplugged gaming news. And since we talked about Galaxy's Edge, I figure it's worth it to bring up Universal Studios. So it has been announced that Dungeons and Dragons will be one of the featured IPs in the upcoming season of Universal Fan Fest nights, with D&D Secrets of Waterdeep returning for a second year, which has been, I'm so glad to see that has been so successful. I don't know if y'all have looked at it yet or not, but Secrets of Waterdeep has been a fantastic performance. In particular, their puppet that they have for Xanathar is this titanic, like 50-pound puppet and animatronic for for Xanathar the Beholder. It's such a fantastic opportunity for that IP to continue to expand. I'm still a huge D&D fan, even though I'm not a huge WotC fan, and but it does put Dungeons and Dragons up there next to One Piece, Harry Potter, and Scooby-Doo. And so glad to see it's got a seat at the table.
Scooby-Doo's the best. So. But we better jump into like the main topic.
All right.
Like we were talking about, it's going to be anime as a whole. And the first thing will be we're going to go over some of the new seasons for some shows that are out. Not so much the new shows, but we're going to cover mostly just like what's out there, like season 2, season 3s, things like that. Just because there's so many coming right now all at the same time, or at least within the year. And the big one I want to start with is definitely Jujutsu Kaisen, JJK.
Actually, let me interject real quick on that note. This is my obligatory start of every episode's kind of plug and forewarning, guys. You were listening to the opinions of, in this case, 3 nearly 40-year-old nerdy dudes talking about anime. None of us are Japanese. I'm personally not bilingual at all. And so we're going to do our best with some of these pronunciations and talking about this. Feel free to come at us in the comments if we get anything wrong. Always love reading through some of that. But yeah, we're going to be doing our best, and everything should be taken as opinion. So starting with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Great show. We're going into the culling game arc, which was amazing and introduced some new characters. And it should be a lot of great fights. Very excited to see it. I have not read the manga, particularly because I started with the show and I will continue with the show. So
it's the Battle Royale arc.
Yeah. So it's always exciting when you get right into a Battle Royale, especially with such overpowered characters that just somehow get more and more powerful by the second. So this should be a good season.
I think
we'll see what happens.
I'm excited about it. I actually didn't get introduced to this particular series until very, very recently. I have a friend of mine here in town that I hang out with pretty regular, and we watched several of the different animes and then their live action adaptations. This one, for those of you that don't know, Jujutsu Kaisen is I guess kind of a dark fantasy that is about a group of sorcerers.
That is what they're called. Yes.
Yeah, Jujutsu sorcerers that fight dark spirits and curses and stuff. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great humor, and some absolutely stunning visuals. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Sorcerers, though, not like you would traditionally think.
Yeah, not D&D sorcerers.
Generally, they have like one thing, like one ability that they're really good at. And it just progresses from there. Every now and then, like if you have 2 or more, like you're a supreme person. But most people generally have about one ability, and they kind of just everything revolves around that.
And for those of you that are interested in that one premiered season 3, which is covering the culling game arc. Premiered January 8th. And new episodes are releasing weekly on Thursdays. So very exciting, very cool.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to see if Gojo comes back.
It's one.
Well, it's the whole thing, right? Like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get the answer in the anime, because we don't. There's not even an answer in the manga yet, really.
Yeah. Now, Bones, have you followed the manga pretty close for this one? I've never read any of the manga or any of the actual works. I've only ever watched the show.
Yeah,
Does it follow pretty close?
so far, yeah, mostly.
Close enough.
Yeah, as much as like most things do, you know. Not everything is One Piece where it's like fucking page for page,
Right.
and that's why you have 12 trillion episodes.
One Piece has actually been one that's had my attention for a while because, and I know this is goofy.
Speaking of which, real quick, that's One Piece. The Elbaf arc is coming out this year.
Yeah.
Not a One
which
Piece
is like
fan.
is a pretty big arc. So yeah, you know, 1,000 more episodes or whatever.
I became like, so I'm one of those heretics, right? I became a One Piece fan because I have a friend that's very much into it, watches it consistently all the time. And she's kind of kept me apprised on what's been going on. But I fell in love with the live action. Nice.
All right, gentlemen, we're getting away from the main topic here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what we're talking about. One Piece is coming out this year. It's a new season of One Piece.
New season of One Piece.
A new season of the live action.
Yeah, it comes out March 10th, 2026.
Which is like the first season of the live action was pretty popular.
I think
it was a really
live
good
action.
job.
Absolutely love the live action of One Piece.
Yeah, they have to because there's only 8 episodes, not 1,000.
Exactly. You don't need that much filler.
Well, yeah, so that's why they're remaking One Piece, and that's the theories they're cutting down all of the filler episodes. Now, if you talk to a One Piece fan, they'll be like, every episode's necessary,
no.
which is it's just not true.
Well, it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z, right? There's going to be people that really defend that kind of opportunity, that kind of stuff in anime. It's fine. I'm glad that y'all are enjoying it. It's not what I'm looking for in my anime, but in fact, I will actually say this. Actually, I'm gonna change my defense just a little bit. I'm gonna say this. More frequently, I am stuck wishing there were more episodes than I am wishing there were less.
Do movies. That's what Dragon Ball Z did that was really good. You can cut out fucking fillers and just make movies that are an arc condensed into an hour and a half or whatever they are. You can fucking do that. You don't need these weird filler episodes where they learn how to drive a car. At what point is Goku going to drive a fucking car? At what point is Piccolo going to drive it? They can fly. They can fly and they can carry a fucking mountain. At what point do they need to know? Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
So JJK, new season, going to be good.
One Piece.
A lot more fighting. There's going to be a lot less talking. That should be good.
Theoretically.
Yuta, I think that's how you say his name, is going to be in it, so that'll be nice to see. So that'll be good.
So there are a few coming out that I'm really excited about, and there's some that are coming out with seasons that I haven't even actually got to start yet. We have season 3 of Fire Force.
Part
coming
2.
Out.
Season 3's already out.
Part 2.
I'm fucking excited.
That is one that I've never heard anybody say anything bad about it.
Well, that's because the story's good, like really great writing, and the action scenes are amazing.
Yeah.
And it has your stereotypical angry main character that just likes to beat shit up all day. So it's really good.
And Benimaru's sound design is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah.
So it's one of those animes with the story and the fighting and the art to it. So it's nice to see. I disagree with you guys on like other shows that don't have story. I think they have stories. They're not great, but Fire Force, you can't knock the storyline to that whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking outstanding. I've watched quite a bit of it.
Well, and that's what I mean by like, so I'm not going to be advocating for movies either because I've had to eat a little bit of crow here recently. I would rather have like an 8-episode miniseries, kind of the same stuff that Star Wars and a lot of the Marvel has been doing. It very much feels to me that that's just an 8-hour movie and they called it a miniseries because trying to pitch an 8-hour movie to Hollywood doesn't work. and that's not a format I mind too much. I've actually been uh, going on tirades here recently where I wish they would just release all in one go, kind of the way I think it was with Fallout Season 1, where they just released the whole thing. I wish more people would follow that format, but unfortunately, weekly makes more money. So
I just don't watch anything until it's done. Like I won't watch JJK until all the episodes are out. That's what I do with My Hero.
I've become a lot like that as well.
yeah,
I mean, meanwhile, we're just now watching Spy Family season 3, because it's finally all out and stuff. So,
well, I had the same thing with. I just started a new anime that is fantastic. I'd recommend to both of you, called Gachiakuda.
Yeah, it's really good. That was like one of the best animes of last year.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I also waited till the entire thing was out so I could binge watch it. So yeah, all right. So moving on to some of the other ones, we have a couple on here that I know is going to get some instant attention. We have a new Chainsaw Man Chainsaw Man movie, if I understand this correctly, and upcoming releases for Bones. You're gonna have to help me out here because I've never watched this one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Steel Ball Run.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge JoJo fan. No, because it's not good. I don't have time to watch everything. But I know it's what I have watched is pretty over the top. It's an over the top anime. Their power system is based on poses.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's fun though. Like, and I'm sure it'll be popular because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is just a popular anime in general. So I'm sure the new season will be popular as well.
The big thing for me is they finally got Hell's Paradise season 2 coming out. It's taken almost 3 fucking years. So it's finally happening. That has the coolest main character I've seen in anime in a long time. And how his story goes is pretty good. And the way they left the cliffhanger at the end of season 1 is amazing. So it's going to be good to see the new season finally, because I don't read the mangas once I see the seasons. Once I've seen that, I don't want to ruin it. I just want to enjoy the show. So that's another one that I've been just literally going crazy to see, because the fights are really good. They break things down well. There's not too much filler. They do a great job, like giving just a little bit of history for the characters I found. So that's really nice.
Oh, I'm actually going to backtrack just a little bit. One thing we're going to be trying to do, guys, is giving you guys a taste for what each of these are in case you were hunting for your next big anime watch. And so to backtrack back to Fire Force, for anybody that's interested, Fire Force is about a fire department that fight kind of devils, like demons.
So there's spontaneous combustions. People burst into flame, and it has to do with like demons basically. And the Fire Force are people who go and stop these demons.
Yeah.
And each fire department is different. They're supposed to work together. They generally don't work well together.
It's like adventurers guilds, like.
Yeah, so basically they are like the fire departments are adventurers guild, and each one kind of specializes in their own thing. And the big thing is the main one you follow is a brand new fire department with a lot of differences to it compared to all the other ones. So they're kind of like
amateurs.
Yeah, they're kind of like the outcasts, amateurs, and stuff like that there. But it is a good watch. Like I said, the fighting's really good. The story's really good. The drawing's good. The way they use their abilities and stuff like that is all kind of nice.
Continue on. We brought up Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is a little bit more traditional for everybody that's looking for it. It is about an assassin, like a ninja assassin style character that is offered a pardon in order to retrieve an elixir of immortality. Great action sequences, beautiful character development. Can recommend that one as well.
And you also don't know who's going to live and die as the story goes.
That is a fact.
There's one character you see for like half of a minute that I thought was going to be a big name in the show. And he lasted all of like nothing. So it's cool to see the way they do that. And the way they have a lot of tension moments and things like that. And like, they really get you attached. Like when I'm not going to say his name or anything like that or give it away, but when one particular character dies, it's like it's a very moving scene, because you don't think you'd care about the character, but then has the scene comes out and he's in the fight and he doesn't make it. Like I at least found myself kind of like, man, that sucks. So another show with a lot of good writing, I think, to it, to go along with the battles.
And I went ahead and looked this one up so that we can keep this going. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Steel Ball Run. It's set in the 1890s in America and follows a paraplegic named Johnny Joestar and his race across the country. It's most known for its Western setting, unique art, complex story, and is often cited as a fan favorite manga. So I'm excited about it. I think I might watch this one. I haven't given JoJo's a try just yet, but I might have to put it on the TBW.
It has one of the most iconic. I mean, JoJo has one of the most iconic memes. So, it is I, Dio.
Nice.
I'm trying to see. I don't know. Would you consider the new Ronin Warriors a new season, or would you say it's a whole new show?
I mean, I don't know enough about. I mean, I loved Ronin Warriors. That was like one of my first anime, the original Ronin Warriors.
It's my first.
It might be my first also, but I don't know enough about this new one that if it's going to be kind of remake completely or a continuation or what. I don't know.
I don't either. I want to look into it though because the animation looks nice, and Ronin Warriors always had a really cool story to it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, I know there's one. Oh, go ahead. Please continue.
I have, the one that I don't want to say I'm most excited for, but just because it's coming out tomorrow, I'm pretty fucking excited for, and I love it. Is Frieren Beyond Journey's End?
I was about to bring up the exact same thing. Comes out tomorrow, and see that was the first season released in what 2020?
No, it's just like 2 years ago.
Was it just 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was even less than that.
I don't think it was last year. I think it was the.
I think it was the year before,
2024 or something like that. It's like fall 2024.
It might have been 2023. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, Frieren Season 2 is one that I'm absolutely chomping at the bit for. Frieren's Beyond Journey's End. Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a fantastic and beautiful anime about a mage, an adventurer, many years after they have saved the world. You know, the big bad evil guy is defeated, and it's just about living in the world after. And it's kind of a passing the torch style story, mildly. And in my opinion, it's probably one of the most beautiful anime that I've seen, period.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a big fan. Pretty low stakes for most of it, which is like not. I don't think a bad thing. In this case, I don't think every single story has to be.
Oh no,
life or death, you know. But
and that's the whole point in Frieren is that the world is saved. It's done. What does life look like now?
Yeah, I think it's cool. Like, I'm surprised more animes haven't done this sort of thing, like where they go into so far in the future to kind of give you an idea of afterwards, because the storytelling in it, I haven't watched all of it, but the storytelling in it's so good. You don't need those like crazy tension moments or anything like that. You can just kind of sit and enjoy the show while it's there.
Absolutely.
It's not something that you need. And the fights they weren't even amazing to me. They were good, but like I was more interested in the story after the fights than I was the fights themselves. So it was cool to see a sort of a non-action thing going on.
Absolutely. In fact, I would say that with many of the more action-oriented scenes and the fight scenes and stuff, I think they're deliberately meant to seem further away or less impactful because of the nature of the story. I actually think their fight scenes were fantastic. If I was going to say anything, I would say that I had a lot more interest in Frieren's past, her story, and her point of view on things than the show really gave me. She's a very stoic, very reserved character, and her cohort characters end up actually with a significantly larger chunk of dialogue than Frieren herself has. But yeah, no, I cannot recommend that one enough. It's got to be in my top 5, if not my favorite anime so far, and I'm so excited for season 2.
Also, a brand new anime coming out 2026, a hugely popular manga adaptation. I am very excited about it. It's a fantasy story called Witch Hat Atelier.
Ooh, I'm not familiar with this one.
It's super good. It's like basically a girl wants to be a witch, um, but in their world, like it's all innate talent. So if you're not born a witch, you can't be a witch until she stumbles upon a person that she sees casting with runes and words and symbols and stuff, and then she accidentally turns her mom into stone, and that's the beginning of the story. So I don't want to tell anymore. It's very good though. The manga is very good. So I'm hoping that they do it justice with the anime.
That's fantastic.
Oh, there's another Fate coming out this year too.
Really?
In the long, yeah, Fate Strange Fake, which I looked it up a little bit. I guess it's about a fake Holy Grail war.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I haven't watched Fate in a long time.
Fate Stay Night and Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Fate Zero.
That's so good.
Those are all I like all of those.
Yeah, I actually started on Fate Zero. I might have been a little out of order, but God, I love them all.
Oh, Blade Works so good though, because I love the way they did that story. I never would have guessed it in a million years. Even watching it again, like you just don't. I don't know if you could guess that the big reveal in it.
Oh yeah.
So it was good to see.
Also, Apothecary Diaries season 3. I don't know if y'all watched that, but I fucking love Apothecary Diaries. I got
I haven't watched it.
It's good. It's good.
So I got into Apothecary Diaries shortly after I watched. I got isekai'd as a gatherer or some such.
Some giant title about being isekai'd somewhere. Yeah.
Some giant isekai title. And I found Apothecary Diaries. Now for me, that was it. That was the perfect scratch to an itch that I had at the time. I cannot recommend that one enough. I'm so excited for that. I didn't actually even know a new one was coming out.
Yep, season 3, kind of end of the year, I believe. Ghost in the Shell.
What?
Yeah, it's not. It's TVA 2026.
Squee? I didn't even know.
Yeah. Which, for y'all, if anybody is listening that doesn't know what Ghost in the Shell is, it's from what, the early 2000s,
90s,
90s,
maybe. Yeah, maybe 90s.
I don't actually.
I'm pretty sure 90s.
Oof. So the television, really the Japanese anime television series produced in '89. So. Oof. Ghost in the Shell in 2026. I didn't even know.
I didn't watch it until I was like in high school, probably. So that's why.
I was in college when I watched Ghost in the Shell. Standalone, baby. For those of you that are maybe not as into the big sci-fi or fantasy animes, we do have some stuff for you as well. Season 3 of Oshinoko has premiered January 14th with its first episode. The last time we saw this one was October of 24. So fans of that one's got to be exciting. This is about how do I put this? A doctor and his patient that were reincarnated as twins of a major pop group. It explores a lot of the dark side of entertainment and what it's like growing up under the spotlight. And so it's got a little bit of that dark slice of life aspect to it, with some over the top and absolutely beautiful art. So
also I've been watching one that started with my wife called Hanakimi.
Okay.
It's so fucking silly. It's this girl who is like obsessed with this guy who's a high jumper. That's what he is. He's
okay.
She's Japanese, but she lives in America. But she like disguises herself as a boy to go to the same school as this other boy who's a high jumper, which is an all boys school.
Okay.
And that's the premise of the story. It is very silly, but it's been pretty fun so far. It's definitely something that I don't think would have been made in modern times. Like the manga would not probably have been well received, but it's good. It's just very silly.
All right, before we switch over and start talking about the card game a little bit, What's everybody like? What's the one you're most excited about? Like me, it's JJK all day. I want to see the Culling game. I've heard too much about it. A lot of great fighting and things like that. So, out of everything coming out, that is the one. Like Hell's Paradise, close second.
See, for me, it's all about Freyrin too. Now that I learned about Ghost in the Shell, I got to look further into that. But as it stands right now, Freyrin season 2, that's one I will not be missing.
Yeah, I mean, we most immediately like. I also say Freyrin season 2, but man, Witch Hat is fucking hopefully gonna be amazing. Apothecary Diaries, can't wait. Ghost in the Shell, we'll see. Tentatively excited,
Yeah.
but yeah, probably like most immediately. And I think the thing that I is gonna be the best is probably Freyrin season 2, because it just don't be worse than season 1, and it'll be fantastic. So.
Oh, that's right. So, anybody interested in Apothecary Diaries? That is a story about a young herbalist that is kind of working in a red light district that gets kidnapped and sold into servitude to the Imperial Palace. It's, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful stories and most beautiful artworks that we've seen in recent years. I cannot recommend it enough. It is also very much kind of a, I don't want to call it low stakes, so that's not right. It's a calmer anime
Yeah,
than
it's more like
most.
it's like a fucking noir anime, but
Yeah.
set in fantasy China.
Yeah. So yes, please check that one out if you are interested.
All right. So the next thing I just kind of wanted to touch on a little bit was just since we're talking about like new animes and stuff like that, was just Union Arena, the trading card game. I'm sure everybody knows about it. You've seen it around. Anytime you go into the card stores, they got them everywhere now. It's basically it's a more simple sort of style card game, trading card game, I should say. But you can use any of your like favorite mainstream anime to kind of play with, and they all mix, match, and everything like that. So if you're wondering, yes, any Union Arena can work to play with other ones. So if you're a big, like they just had Gundam come out, if you're a big Gundam fan, your deck can run Gundams, and you could play Bleach. You could figure it out yourself which universe would win, Gundam or Bleach. Yay! And it's cool. Like I collected a lot of the JJK one. The card, like some people don't like the fact that some of it's screen grabs. It's not like true art.
Yeah, that is true.
But nonetheless, I'm not going to sit there, watch the anime, and screen grab my favorite scenes. So to me, Union Arena, even though they're screen grabbing, is great because I get what I want out of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the screen grab instead of some art, just because the art's already done. I don't feel like we need to have consistent new art, especially with a show like JJK where the combat is amazing. So the art is really good.
Yeah, that's actually, that kind of answers the question, or the point I was going to bring up, guys. So when we start talking about Union Arena and a lot of the games that work into it, this is not like other anime style card games that we've brought up before. You know, this isn't like Force of Will. Force of Will is its own IP. It has its own artists, its own everything. This is closer to like Flux in regards
I
to
will
how they.
say it's exactly like Weiss Schwartz, which is an anime card game that's been out for fucking years.
Alrighty.
That is literally just it's just anime IPs. And Weiss Schwartz is German for white black. We played it.
Yeah,
when I
we
was
did.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't remember the name when you dropped it, but as soon as you started describing it, I was like, oh, hey. Yeah.
And actually, I was like, so like reading through the rules for Union Arena, I'm like, oh, this is like pretty similar. So I don't know how I feel about it now.
Yeah. Well, and so I was excited with White Schwartz because it had like Spy Family and a bunch of stuff that I really enjoyed. Union Arena is the exact same thing. For me personally, January 30th this year, we have the starter deck releasing for Evangelion, or Evangelion, depending on who you talk to. And I'm really excited for that as a 2026 release. And they do, guys, they have just about everything you could want.
Mainstream, all the mainstream
All the
animes
mainstream,
on it.
Solo Leveling, Tokyo Ghoul, Demon Slayer, Yu Yu Yakusho, like
One
yeah.
Punch Man, Sword Art. And they keep coming out with more and more. And I know like our local comic store is now having, I think they have releases for it where people come and they do like little tournaments for the releases. Um, and it's pretty cool to see. Can you guys kind of, all right, what do you think like one of the biggest selling um, IPs is for it?
Ooh, well, I mean, it's going to match a lot of the fandom hype, I would believe. So Solo Leveling's got to be up there.
What's
Um,
up, Bones? What do you think?
oh, you know what?
Bleach.
I'm actually going to go Inuyasha.
So Bones is right. Like, there's no way they don't
Oh,
have
nice.
there's no official sales, just so everybody's tracking this. From what I looked up, the biggest secondhand market is Bleach and Demon Slayer.
I think, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I figured like Demon Slayer would have been my second guess, but I don't think Bleach because Thousand Year Blood War is going on, and actually 2026, the final part of Thousand Year Blood War is coming too. So
Which is amazing if you're a Bleach fan. Um, they cut out a lot of that extra fluff bullshit and stick more to the story, so it's nice. But yeah, so the two biggest ones for that are those ones there, and then competitive play. JJK, Sword Art Online, and One Punch Man are the three big ones for secondary markets for it.
Man, my
Um,
Full Metal didn't even make it. It's got to be in there somewhere.
mm, I mean, this is all like nothing's official number wise. It's just the biggest market for secondary stuff, and kind of the cards that's sold for the most.
To be fair, actually, I just
So,
realized I went ahead and looked it up. Full Metal Alchemist actually got their starter deck on July 18th of 2025. So it's only been out for like 6 months.
yeah, and I mean, it was a solid anime, but I do want to kind of check this out to play. I haven't played it yet. I've only collected because I love anime. So I feel like this is going to be one of those games that it's more for collection than playing. Because everything I read about, like even the competitive scene isn't that serious or that big. Um, like I was just looking up compared to Magic just because I was doing some last minute homework on it, and like it's a very simple game compared to Magic, and the competitive scene obviously is nothing to the level of. Um, but it it's pretty cool, and yeah, some of the stuff coming out though is good, like the Evangelion coming out. Sword Art Online Volume 2 is coming out. Um, Tokyo Ghouls coming out. And then, of course, we've talked about this several times. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is coming also.
Oh yeah.
Um, so they keep throwing out a lot of really cool IPs for people that enjoy anime. And it's just another thing for us to throw money at,
Yeah.
which is yet another genius thing with anime.
Well, it's I was just looking. This one is pretty easy for me to get sucked into. They have a lot of great IPs. Um, I just found Kaiju number 8, and that would be a fantastic deck to play. I don't know anything about this game other than what I've researched in preparation for the episode. I don't play it myself. It's cool to hear that you have a kind of a local scene, Eric, about this game.
Yeah, one of the local comic shop here. They do. I know they did it when the new one came. When the newer one, like Gundam, I think was the most recent one.
Okay.
They did a tournament for that. People came, played stuff like that. Very cool to see. It's going to get some traction, especially where anime is just continuously going up. Um, Unfortunately, a lot of the animes going up are less story, more combat. So, but nonetheless, it's still a lot of fun. And it's not as expensive as far as I'm tracking as a lot of the other TCG. So if you are a big fan of some of these names like the JJKs or something like that, to get a card, or even Bleach like Ichigo, if you're a big fan of his, it seems like his cards are not like outrageously expensive like Magic. So it's not going to be as difficult for you to get your hands on it. Um,
Okay, that's cool. So I know we're coming up
yeah.
on the end of the episode here. Um, So we haven't done a entry level episode in a long time, guys. So if you are listening and you have questions about getting into anime or kind of your first steps into any of this, be sure and drop it down in the section below. I did want to bring up a question to both of you guys, and Eric in particular, because I know you are a stalwart defender of this particular series. I have my daughters are looking into getting into a few of the anime, and there's been some pointed interest in several of them, and I wanted to kind of bring up My Hero Academia and whether or not that was an appropriate anime for both entry level and for maybe kids around 10, 12 years old.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
It's got a lot to it, like showing how they overcome adversity while going to school. Like it's got a lot of cheesy writing. There's a little bit of love story in there, but there's nothing over the top. I don't think there's any creepy, greasy older person in the show. Bones, I don't know. You watched the first season, I know, but I don't think there's any creepy. Like the creepy guys, like
the
Deku,
girl.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Deku's kind of creepy, but it's because he loves learning everybody's abilities and trying to figure out how to deal with them. So he's kind of like weird for that, but there's no like creepy sexual guy in it, which is really good for kids.
And
To miss
harder
out
to
on that.
dodge in anime than you would think. So
Yeah, but I would say it's good for kids because it's literally kids going to school and training to be superheroes and overcoming like adversities and things like that while they're going through it and like problem solving on the fly and different things like that. So, yeah, I think it's a good one. I'll let my kids watch it, and my oldest read a couple of the manga because I bought a few after I'd seen it.
Yeah, I think that it's probably appropriate for kids, and it's fine for an entry level anime.
well, originally I had made a play for Spy Family. It's turned out that I'm a bigger fan of it than either of my kids are. So
I love Spy Family.
yeah, I love Spy Family. It's so good.
Like that one's good for kids, and then if you look at like probably Inuyasha is another one that's pretty good for kids.
Okay.
That one's not too bad. It's a great entry level one. Some pretty good writing. A lot of fluff though. It's like one of those. It seemed like a lot of the ones that came out in the late '90s, early 2000s had a lot of fluff episodes, like on the Toonami. So like the Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha's. What else was on back then? Trying to think, there was another one too, but all of them have a lot of like just filler episodes like crazy. So, but yeah, Inuyasha would probably be another one that's good. I don't think there's any creepy old man in that either.
Well, and
So
it's been something that's been on my mind here recently. We are going to have an episode coming up, guys, about entry level stuff into several different nerd verses. Anime is going to be one of them. And for me, one of the biggest questions was like, there are several anime that you see in mainstream kind of like art, right? Like if you walked into any nerd shop, you're gonna see Demon Slayer stuff. You're gonna see One Piece stuff. And with Demon Slayer and One Piece, it's really easy because I know exactly where to start, right? Like there is a beginning to that story, and it's just continued on. For One Piece, they're on episode like I don't know,
So there's like
1200.
it's like 12
Like
or 1300, something like that.
and so it's really long. And for people that are looking for something that is going to be a significant part of their lives, it's a fantastic choice. Demon Slayer, I think, is only at maybe 40 episodes,
If that.
if that, and a movie. Um, for me, the hard ones were not trying to determine where to get in or why. So, for example, Gundam, right? Gundam is probably the hardest fandom to get into for somebody that is brand new, right? It's impossible to determine where to get in or why. The fans don't agree where to get in and
Well,
why.
there's no that's like there is no place to get in. It's like where you want to jump in because there's all these Gundam animes are not necessarily connected.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there's such different vibes, right? Like if you're gonna watch Iron Blooded Orphans, that's a whole different tone than like Wing X.
I don't know. They're basically all about child soldiers. So
Yeah, that's a fact.
some of the earlier Gundam though were all kind of connected a little bit.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. I mean, some of them are connected. Some
Yeah,
of them are
yeah.
directly connected. But like there's so many of them, and most of them are not.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm not trying to take away. Just if you are like, depending on which one you're gonna go in and jump into with Gundam, is just kind of check it out. If it's the older, cheesier, still good art,
I actually
they're
started
connected a little bit.
a chronological rewatch of all of them. I'm not very far, by the way. The first ones are kind of
That's a
they're
hell
old.
of an undertaking.
They're good, but they're like older. The animation style is older,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like kind of hard to watch a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
So before I get into the end plug, guys, I do have one question left as we were here at the end of the episode. What anime, whether it's a recent release or not, would you recommend to somebody looking for something new in 2026?
It's gonna depend, like, because
It depends
are
on who's
you
asking me. But I think one of the things I always recommend is Rurouni Kenshin.
Solid
It's
choice.
like one of my all-time favorite animes. It's a little bit older,
Great
but I still
story.
think it's great, and it has good movies too. There's a oh God, I can't remember the name of the movie.
And it's one of the few series you actually see his whole life.
Yeah.
Like they literally go until he dies. So like that's one of the few characters where that like they play out everything. So it's a cool thing. I wish more. Again, that's another thing. I wish some other animes, not all of them, some of the other ones did, but that is a great one. Don't watch the remake.
Yeah.
Start with the original. I like the some of the characters they took out of the original. You kind of needed them for certain points of the story. They added to it, and I felt like when they remade it, they took away some of it. So I would definitely watch the original.
Yeah, it's not that long either.
That's true.
No, I mean if you try to get everything, it can be a little bit.
Yeah, I mean even then it's like
But
not as long
compared-
as like a lot of like it's easier than Dragon Ball, like the Dragon Ball series.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
like
But Dragon Ball's a lot of fluff. You could condense Dragon Ball a lot if you just Goku fights bad guy. Goku trains for just one episode instead of like 18.
yeah,
And then he
you just
kills
skip the middle episode where he's gathering the spirit bomb because this is where he starts. There's an episode of gathering, and then this is where he throws it. So just skip that middle
Well,
episode.
basically, Dragon Ball Z comes down to Goku fights the bad guy. Goku can't win, so all of his friends die fighting the bad guy, and then Goku comes back, wins the fight, and wishes them back. That's kind of
Pretty
the
much.
fucking end all be
Rinse
all
and
of every.
repeat.
That's
Yeah.
the formula. Yeah.
So for those of you interested, Rurouni Kenshin ran from 96 to 98. It has a grand total of 95 episodes, so not too big of a chunk. There is a 2023 reboot with 2 seasons, first having 24 episodes and the second having 23. I agree with them. I think if you're going to watch it, watch the original. The original was a masterpiece. I've actually been a little more self-serving. I'm going to admit to you guys right now. Way more self-serving in my recommendations for somebody looking for something new, and it's Bones' fault, and we can all blame him. I've been telling everyone that I can to watch Lord of Mysteries.
I knew it. I knew that's what you were gonna say. I actually cannot wait for the next season.
Dude, me neither. I want it to get so much attention that they have to make more. I want movies. Like I want this.
I think they already have plans for like 6 or something like that.
Good. And that's what I'm going to tell everybody. It is a complicated anime about a Victorian-esque world. It's a lot of mystery, a lot of badass action scenes, beautiful artwork. Everybody should watch it. Even if you don't like it, watch it and then come tell me how much you didn't like about it. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do our plug here. If you listen to this far into the episode, obviously you like what you hear and listening to the opinions of 3 dudes talking about nerdy stuff. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is to do all that fun algorithm stuff. Give us a like, give us a comment down below, give us a follow, and most importantly, tell your friends about us, because the more we can reach out, the better we're doing, and it's kind of how we keep everything running around here. So we really appreciate your engagement. It's something very small for you to do to show your appreciation, but for us guys, it's huge. So we really appreciate it. We got any closing comments, guys?
Yeah, if you decide to check out Union Arena, instead try to check out Weiss Schwarz because it's better.
See, I'm only going to do the Union Arena because they got my shows.
I bet they have it in Weiss Schwarz too.
And
All
with
right,
that,
so-
guys, we're going to go ahead and bring this episode to a close. My name is Ryan. You've been listening to Crossing the Nerdverse. We're going to go ahead and pull out of the anime multiverse right now. Next week we're going to be steering towards. What are we doing next week, guys?
We don't really know yet. We got to finalize the schedule.
right.
We had some changes made.
Yeah,
So
we did
we'll
have some recent changes. If y'all are wanting something specific, now is your opportunity. Drop us a comment down below on episodes you definitely want to see, and we have an opening right now to get your interest plugged into our navigation system and steer the ship that way. So with that, we're out of here, guys. We're being Cross the Nerdverse, and this has been fantastic. See ya.
Goodbye.